Hey everybody, McRaj here. I'm holding in my hand three beautiful coins. One is a 1951 Washington quarter, one is a 1964 Kennedy half dollar, and one is a 1944 Mercury dime. What do these coins have in common? They're made with 90% real silver. They're what's known as constitutional silver or junk silver. There's a big debate over what we should call them. Well, I think we should call them junk silver so that the normies don't want anything to do with them. So the cool part about constitutional silver is that it's still silver, of course, 90% silver, so it's going to maintain its value like other precious metals like silver bullion or gold, for example. So these are the three coins I had in my hand, and now the first thing you're going to learn about constitutional silver is that they stopped making it in 1964. So if anybody ever tries to tell you a coin is 90% silver and it's minted after 1964, I'm pretty sure that's never true. There might be a few exceptions, like proof sets or something like that. I do believe they made some 40% silver coins, especially the Kennedy half dollars. I believe they made 40% silver for a while. There's also these Eisenhower dimes. As long as they're minted 1964 or earlier, they're still going to be 90% silver. And then this is one of my favorites. This is a Franklin half dollar. So there you can see Ben Franklin, and the reverse is the Liberty Bell. These are also fairly inexpensive compared to bullion. Bullion coins are generally 1 ounce, so they're going to be in the ballpark of $30. Whereas you can get the dimes, if you're going to get them online or at a local coin store, you're going to pay in the ballpark of, I don't know, $2.50 for them. The melt value is something like $1.62 right now, but there's always a premium on any given coin, and these do have some collector's value, I would say, because the Mercury dimes, the Franklins, haven't been printed for a long time, and it's been a while since I think they've done Kennedy half dollars. And of course, you're not stacking it or collecting it for its what they call numismatic value. Numismatic value is like a rare coin has a numismatic value. It's a collector's item, whereas the metal content is the main reason why people want to collect or stack or keep these coins. And you'll still find people, especially like old grandmas, who have a big coin purse or a bucket of coins that she hasn't looked through in decades. There still might be some, especially the Washington quarters. You'll find some that were minted in 1964 or earlier. And there are some anecdotal stories back, I believe, 2008, 2009, during the Great Recession, when certain gas station owners said, you can get a gallon of gas for a quarter, as long as that quarter was minted in 1964 or earlier, because they knew the intrinsic value of the silver in the quarter was still worth about a gallon of gas. So this is still worth in the ballpark of $5. And just ballparking it, again, it varies day to day based on the spot value of silver. And then you also have to factor in some kind of premium. But these are worth about $10 a piece. Quarters are worth about $5 a piece, and the dimes are worth about $2 to $2.50. And again, that's just a ballpark. Fluctuates day to day, and different coin shops will pay a different premium. And of course, when you're buying them, you tend to have to shell out more money than what they're going to give you if you were to sell it back. But I have, not a ton, but I'm collecting them just for their innate value. They may come in handy in a bartering situation like the one I just mentioned with the gas stations. Anybody who knows what they're worth is going to accept them. I certainly would if I were doing any kind of job, if someone wanted to pay me in actual silver. And of course, it's hard to counterfeit coins like these because they have the natural wear and tear of, many decades on them. And that's pretty hard to duplicate artificially. And who's going to do that? Who's going to go to all that trouble just for $5 or $10? When there's always a danger of getting caught. Now, I do have other means of verifying that these are the metals that, they claim to be made of. I have a Sigma Metalytics analyzer, which I will show you guys another day. I think this is the best way to break into what they call stacking, and that's just collecting as much precious metals as you can as an investment. I also think these are fun because they're unique. Like I said, they're a piece of history. They do, of course, there were gold coins, 90% gold coins minted by the United States government. They stopped doing that in 1933, so they call that pre-33 gold. And of course, that's much more expensive to get into. So they're mostly smaller coins. They're not as big as the 1 ounce bullion coins or the rounds or even the bars, obviously. These are much less than an ounce a piece. So you can get quite a few of them into a very small space. If you only had a very tiny safe, you could, bolt it into the floor with a couple of screws. Most of these safes you can get even just at Walmart or one of the big box stores. You can bolt it into the floor, shove in a few $100s of constitutional silver, and save it for a rainy day. Most likely they are going to maintain their value. One of these quarters is basically going to get you a gallon of gas, in theory, many decades from now, maybe even a century from now if we're still using gas. So the first thing I think you should do, and again, this isn't financial advice. I see so many YouTubers say, this isn't financial advice, and then they give you financial advice. I guess they have to say that for legal reasons. Are there really people going out and doing, whatever they heard from a random YouTuber and then trying to sue them when things go wrong? I'm sure there are somewhere out there, so I have to say this isn't financial advice, even though it is. I'm not a financial advisor, so you're a moron if you listen to just me, although you're a moron. You're an even bigger moron if you listen to what the people in the TV are telling you. Mainstream investment advice is even more moronic than what I'm saying. So don't just take my word for it. Listen to financial people who know what they're talking about. Listen to Greg Manarino. Listen to the Economic Ninja. Listen to people like Yankee Stacking and Silver Dragons. These guys know what's up. I've learned a lot from them, and I'll tell you right now, I have patronized local coin stores. Local coin stores are going to give these to you in any quantity. You can just pick a number that you feel that you can invest safely in and grab a bag. And I have patronized a couple of online bullion dealers. My favorite right now is AppMex. I don't get any kind of reward for mentioning them. I just personally have had good experiences with them. But I personally believe you should get out of debt first before you need to be making any kind of investment like this. If you have any kind of debt, especially credit card debt, pay that off first. If you've paid off all your credit card debt, pay off your car loans. If you paid off your car loans, pay off your mortgage. If you've gotten your mortgage paid off and you really truly have no debt, then it's time to invest in more real estate or things like precious metals, because they are tangible and nobody can take them away from you. And there's that phrase out there, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. So which is why I suggest get yourself a small safe, get yourself a small amount of constitutional silver to start. If you like the bullion, or if you want to invest in gold, they do have 1 gram bars of gold, which I might show you some other day, and they're only $70 in that ballpark for 1 gram of gold, if you don't have $2,000 to spend on an ounce. So these are just some fun pieces of history that are also a good investment, and they're just kind of fun to look at and check out. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. Those are my thoughts, and hopefully I can edit this into something worth watching.